Hey everybody, how y'all are? I am doing both a sound test and a picture test on the, bear with me here, I got all kinds of information flipping around. I can't see what's going on, so I'm checking through the Wi-Fi on the tablet, and I got all kinds of stuff going on here. It's an AbleGrid, AbleGrid SJ5000 action cam. It is a knockoff, is the best way to put it, to the SJ Cam 5000, which is a SJ 5000 or something like that. We got it for 65 bucks. If I dump this thing at $65, if I drop this thing into the bayou or something like that, I'm not going to feel so bad as if I drop a $100 camera into it, or I definitely am not going to feel bad as compared to dropping in like a $400 GoPro or something like that. So this one here, if it works okay, it may become one of the standards that we use in the shop. Originally, we had started with the Dasnia, and we ordered one, liked it, it worked real good, it fit the needs of what we needed. I needed a couple more cameras to get different angle shots and things like that. And I wanted something to carry in my pocket that I was going to be able to hold up and all that. Well, we ordered a second Dasnia, and the quality control pretty much sucked. It didn't work, and it started to see from what I had seen on a number of reviews on that it was kind of a hit and miss kind of thing. So we went back into the research, and it had gotten down to where I was at. We were going to go either with the SJ Cam, or we were going to go ahead and go with Mobius. The problem with Mobius is that the actual cost of it would put me up over $100 per unit, which is a little too steep for what I'm using it for, you know. And I want decent quality video, yeah, but I want something that I'm not going to worry about, because when you're doing this vlogging and all this kind of stuff, it doesn't do any good to have a really expensive camera in that if you're afraid to use it. You know, you're better off having a cheap camera, get the shots with halfway decent pictures, because by the time they make it up to YouTube anyway, they degenerate compared to what you had originally. Like right now, I'm looking at this through the Wi-Fi off of my tablet. It's a beautiful picture. The color is really close to the wall. Now, granted, this is got a good light because I got the LEDs up on the top that are coming over the top. So I don't know how the sound is. Right now, I am just touching the little tripod that I got. So it's be about the same distance as if I was doing a selfie. This is real hard for me to say, because I want to give it like its own little review, because that's what's going to happen. As this goes along, I'm going to review some of the videos and stuff that we take and the sound and that, and then I'll give my opinion on it, of course. But right now, you are seeing video from the camera that I'm talking about. Doesn't do much good to show it to you, because they all look the same, which is a good thing, because this way you have a lot of interchangeability of different things. The Dasnia is interesting in that the case design that it has is kind of like a proprietary kind of thing, whereas the SJ Cam, the case design, which I just happen to have one like it, has the way the buttons are oriented are more consistent with a larger number of different knockoffs or clones, or however you want to say it. Now, This is the case? Yeah. This case opens different than my Dazznia does. It's got a little latch that you go here and you pop it up, which is pretty positive. And it does lock and seal. This case, which is I'm going to put mount on here, and I'm going to try this case on it, is not waterproof. I took the back off, and there's, I don't know, you can't really see it, but there are slots in the back. Oh, look at that, I still got the safety stuff on. Oh, looky. There are slots in the back, and now they're supposed to allow the sound to come through so you can have sound. But the nice part about it is it's still a very protective case. It's it'll keep it out of the rain, stuff like that, which that's actually what I'm looking for, because I plan on starting to go and doing fishing and things like that. So to be able to do that, I wanted something that was going to be able to handle the elements and deal with dust and things like that. Now, this particular unit, except for the plugs, is pretty much sealed. So even if I go into a high dust environment, like in the shop, I'm not really overly concerned about dust migration and getting into places where it's going to damage lenses and lens mechanics and stuff, because there's no mechanics to it. It's simple. And most of the pictures that I take in the shop are done on an action cam when there's anything running, doing dirt, spraying, or anything like that. Now, when we're doing some of the fancier stuff, or the nicer stuff, and some of the, panning and things like that you're hearing us talking with our sound, I go to the Vixia. Because the Vixia is like our high-end camera, which is, I want to keep for a long time. And it just seems like it'd be too susceptible to dust. There's just way too much mechanism that's exposed. Anyway, so this one here costs $65.99 at Amazon, and if it looks like it's going to be a good deal, this is most probably going to be one of my go-to cameras. This way, if it gets damaged or something like that, I'll probably look at replacing it. Right now, from the way it looks, from what I'm looking at over here, it's in pretty good shape. I don't know how the sound is. At the present time, both the SJ Cam and this one here, the AbleGrid, I have trouble remembering the name, basically use all the same stuff. The only difference is that in the back here, this is a case that is an open frame. So this way it allows it to cool better. It probably lets sound in better. Of course, it's not waterproof, and it's probably really crummy if it rains. But it's real nice because it's got screws on both sides, so this way you can either hang it like a car cam if you wanted to, or like right now I've got this set up. It's on a little tripod that I use for a handle, and I can just screw it right in, and it's a happy little camper. Well, the back on this one represents the size of the window that's on the SJ Cam. The AbleGrid, I don't know why I want to say AbleGrid. The AbleGrid has actually got a bigger window. It's got a bigger screen in the back, and the window's bigger. These little slots here on the side are set up to accommodate a spring clip. So this way you can turn around and clip it to your body or something like that, or you want to clip it someplace. The problem with that is that when you have the clip on it, you can't see in the window. Well, I can't see the window here now anyway when I'm talking to you, so. I like it. I like the way it looks. It's a fisheye lens, which is a nice selfie lens. It's also got a very wide angle of view. I went through the adjustments and everything on this one real quick last night because I was trying to charge all the batteries. This one came with one battery. The SJ Cam came with 3. So that means I end up averaging out 2 batteries per unit. Most probably, as time goes on, the number of batteries will increase because I just do that. That just happens. That was the other thing. both units use the same battery, basically. So I can get a recharger, I can get batteries, and I can power 2 machines. So I can turn around and take and throw 3 or 4, 5 or 6 batteries in my pocket, 2 cameras in my pocket, and a couple of memory chips, and I can go film or do video all over the place. Especially when you're talking about outside stuff, and like for fishing, I want to try to at least get 2 angles when I'm fishing, because it never fails. And I learned that over here in the shop, that it never fails. When you got an angle that you want to get a good shot of and everything like that. One camera that you have set up that you think you're going to get the great shot, it ends up getting a real nice view of a back or a butt or something like that. And it's the side angle or one that's on the other side that actually picks up what's going on. So especially when it's a one-time deal, like catching fish and bringing them in, or making a cut on a saw for a project or something like that, the more cameras you have trained on something from different angles, the more advantageous it is. Here's the first installment. Let's go ahead and change the box, the mounting from this, and go ahead and put this guy on, and let's see how the sound is on it like that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little muffled in that, but if it's usable, I'll be really happy. Okay, there we go. Now, I wanted to show you the difference of the two. Here's the one that for the AbleGrid. You see there's a little mounting piece before. And here's the one that's actually for the SJ cam. And you can see the difference in the 2 openings. It's a minor point, but it's something that I wanted to bring up. And I don't know, because I don't have an SJ5000, I got the SJ4000. I don't know how similar the choices are, like in the menus. For example, this particular unit has 5 pages of menus that you scroll through, and there's probably, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 individual items per page. Whereas the SJ4000 that I've got, it's got 7 pages. The thing is that a lot of the things that are on this camera are more automatic. Wi-Fi portion of it, I had a little trouble with it settling in yesterday when I was playing with it, but I think that a lot of that may have been the battery. But now it's working great. It's solid. It's locked up. Of course, my tablet is very close to it, so there's not a whole lot of transmission distance. But either way, I like the way it is. I like the way it's set up. Be able to discuss, to be able to talk at arm's length, like a selfie stick. Have decent sound with that, we're good to go. I mean, from a distance, yeah, I can't expect nothing. Not unless I get you have to get a mic and all that and hook it up, and it won't work with this. So I'd have to look at a sound recorder and syncing. But I don't do that much. I mean, if I want to go talking and sync, for it to sync and everything, right, I want to be one-on-one. I want you to see my lips. Each cam, this is the other thing. Each camera has its own dedicated app. So right now, in my tablet, I have 3 apps. One for Dazzling, one for the SJ Cam, and one for this one. I don't know how similar this app is the SJ5000, but it is a lot different than the SJ4000. I also noticed that, well, the SJ Cam app is kind of generic. You can work at both the 4000 and 5000. And I don't know how much stuff is in it yet because I haven't used it much. I haven't looked into it. But this one here, I can access a whole bunch of adjustments. So right here from the tablet, I can sit down, and if I'm looking at the picture, if I don't like it, I can change exposure settings and different things like that. I can't do that with the Dazzly. The Dazzly is off and on. Basically, the Dazzly is record and quit and turn the power off and on. That's it. It's very simple. Whereas this one here is, well, I have like almost total control of this camera at the laptop. So, I'm sorry, it's not a laptop. it's my laptop, but it's actually the little tablet we got. So I can actually take, let's say for example, we're doing unboxing and I set up with an overhead or something, I can control that camera from the tablet and never have to touch it once I turn it on and connect it. What a great idea. I just have to make sure that I've got enough battery juice to it, or I can power it externally somehow, which is, you can do that with this one. There's a lot of things that these cameras will do that other cameras won't. And I'm very happy with it so far. I haven't checked anything out yet. I mean, I'm still working on the video and stuff. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. This is the video, the test video that I'm using to see how the video looks and how the sound looks. And let's go ahead and take a look at that, and then we'll come back and I'll try to give you some of my ideas on it, and it'll all be an initial impression anyway because I haven't used it that much. Go ahead, shut this thing down, and pull the stuff out and look at it. So I'll be back. So I'm back on the DAS now, so maybe you can kind of get a general idea of the difference in the quality and things like that. I'm not sure. I don't know where I got this set. I don't think it's set on automatic. Anyway, this is what the camera looks like. As you can see, it's just a plain, basic black box. The battery is on the bottom, and the battery on this one here, you've got to release it, but it doesn't want to release a little plastic thing. You got to pull this up, and it's kind of a hassle to get the battery out. Okay, but underneath it here, this battery is actually locked into place. So you pull the release, and I don't want to do it. Yeah, and then it's pretty solid too. And then it comes out. So, quite honestly, this one here, that's my only complaint about this thing. It's actually a really nice little camera. It's a wannabe GoPro, you know. I like the quality of the pictures. It's close to compatible with the Dasnia, more or less. You know, what else can I say? You'll hear me complain about it when it breaks. I'll use it. And, well, if you like my babbling about this camera, and you need to let me know by hitting the like button. If you found this to be interesting enough that you want to see more of them, I don't know why, but if you do, then go ahead and click the subscribe button, which is over here, over there, over there. If you have a comment, complaint, question, or whatever, leave it down below, and I'll answer it as soon as I get notified of it, which is usually pretty quick. So until then, which will be, that'll be probably really, really soon, because I've got another camera to talk about, and eventually I'm going to get a few pictures, and we'll throw up side by side and show the pictures, all three, so you can see if there's any kind of difference or anything. Anyway, so until next time, y'all have a real, real good day. See ya.